Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to look at Shadow Priest, 589 item level, no tier gear, rep stuff, world quest stuff, undercoin purchase stuff, crafted weapon, no consumes, healer Brann versus Zekvir. Ignore that skeleton, that's not me. Alright. Taking a quick look at talents, this will be linked in the description below. Psychic Voice reduces the cooldown on Psychic Scream by 15 seconds. This allows it to be up for every ad spawn. Ideally, the ads aren't spawning at all, but if they are, Psychic Scream's very useful for stopping the first web blast that usually overlaps with the boss casting the heal on himself, and that's what you want to keep your silence for. You can't Psychic Scream the boss to stop his cast, but you can use silence to interrupt. That's going to be used on the heal, regenerating Carapace, but if it's between the heal and a web blast, kicking the web blast allows you to live. The heal just gives him a little bit of health. It's not necessarily a wipe at that point. You can tank a web blast with light dispersion and hopefully get a dispel from Brann, but we all know how reliable he is for that. And you have protective light. This is pretty handy. 10% damage reduction for 10 seconds after you flash heal yourself. Angelic Feather. If you're not used to using this button, there's an @player macro in the description below as well. Having an @player macro for Feather allows you to just press the button a single time, you get the buff, no cursor requirements, no follow-up inputs. Very useful tool, can't say enough. Leap of Faith to grab Brann. As the boss is kicking him around, sometimes they get real close to the exit. I try to change my positioning at some point in the fight to avoid that. I may grip him, can't remember. Phantasm. Activating Fade removes all snare effects. This is what enables Priest to have a very easy time of it. On a 12-minute fight, I didn't take a single point of damage from Enfeebling Spittle. I got 15 dispels, Brann got 5. On top of that, Fade does remove all threat. The boss will target Brann and kick him around a whole lot. That said, letting the boss get too far to the perimeter or running the risk of him resetting, I'd recommend using the macro in the description below. Cast Fade, next line Cancelaura Fade. This allows you to activate Fade on one button press, and any subsequent button press will remove the buff from you. Well, you can use Mass Dispel to take Enfeebling Spittle off yourself or Brann. It is a 2-minute cooldown, and the follow-up point doesn't reduce the cooldown anymore, it's just the mana cost. You can always manually res Brann or just wait out the timer and he'll pop back up, but choice note over here. So spell warding is 3% magic DR. Blessed Recovery, after being struck by a melee or a ranged critical hit, you heal a portion of that damage back. Zekvir can critically hit you. It happened to me 3 times in a 12-minute fight. Crits hurt. Crits lead to deaths. If it doesn't one-shot you, the heal is nice to have. You can get Sanguine Teachings for 4% and the follow-up point for an additional 2% leech. Body and Soul, if you don't like Feather, you can use this. I really like to use both. Just another option for movement speed. You're likely going to be shielding yourself based on incoming damage and using Feather to scoot around. Didn't take anything on the left side. We picked up Halo. Angelic Bulwark, this is like a little cheat death effect, very handy. Essence Devoured turned out to do the majority of the healing that I did to myself. Improved Fade, you only need one of these to make sure Fade is up for every single time. Manipulation, 2% less damage from mobs that are dotted. Hero talents, real quick. Dark Energy, Void Torrent can be used while moving. Every webbed ad, you can use Void Torrent, and this allows you to use it without having to worry about dodging frontals. You still have to dodge them, but you're not going to cancel your cast, and you're going to be faster because the rift will be open because Void Torrent spawns the rift itself. Void Empowerment, when you summon a rift, you get a free Devouring Plague proc. Again, that's just more damage lined up with the webbed ad spawn. I'll say 2 things about my spec build. You want Last Word to kick every heal, and the rest is me just trying to maximize damage to that ad. As for the gear, just the rep items and some 580 stuff purchased with Undermine tokens. I don't have any tier. I do have a crafted weapon. I am using the Elusive Blasphemite. This gives you 2% movement speed per unique gem color. There's 5 unique gem colors. It's not represented right here, but I'm at 119% movement speed. I think this might even show us. Yeah, you see it right there. Pheromone Trinket. And the Arathor insignia actually did like 10% of my healing. 9%. More than Power Word Shield. Cool. And Brann, still level 49. Porcelain Arrowhead Idol, increased crit chance. Amorphous Relic, gives you one of two different buffs for the entirety of combat after entering. Either increased movement speed and haste, or increased health and damage. Both are good. You could always pull until you got the buff you wanted. We'll speed it up just a little bit, it's a long fight. We get our 10% damage reduction with the flash heal. Dodging funnels, Brann doesn't. Saving Void Torrent. Every Void Torrent is used on the next ad. So we're going to dot it up. Dodging funnels. This is the moving Void Torrent that we spec'd into. And we kick the boss. You might want to focus macro for the kick. And we have the immunity from Aegis of Stormwind, so we don't have to fade anything. I still did fade because, like we said earlier, Brann teleport? Like we said earlier, fade does remove you from the aggro table, so he will kick Brann around. I also have a cancelaura written into my fade so that I can just press it and remove the buff if I want to prevent the boss from running out of the room. And again, 25-second cooldown is for every spittle, just like every Void Torrent is for the next ad. Every fade is for the next spit. Dodging. Gotta get back to the middle of the room. I'm not being a good boy here. Ah, there we go. And we fade the spittle. And we can get the boss on the ad too, great, but just looking to take care of the cocoon. Anything else is gravy. My Boomy struggles to kill these 30 item levels higher. And again, it's not a slowed cast like Warlock, but still kick it at the end if you can, or just whenever you need to. Sometimes you got something else going on, so you just want to kick real quick. Or do it so that he'll cast his next frontal, so then you can go proceed and do whatever you have to do with the ad. And again, not leaving the middle of the room, and trying not to get the boss away from the middle of the room. We fade the spittle. Brann has it. Again, you can master spell it off Brann. I didn't spec into it. Another reason to keep him in the middle is so that he doesn't frontal you from the perimeter and just cover the whole area, right? So we kick the boss, swap to the ad, Void Torrent, and all of our damage on the ad all the time. Now, if you want to be smart about it, you wouldn't Devouring Plague the ad if you didn't have to for damage. You would just keep rolling those on boss. But, you know, sometimes we're just looking to get through the next spittle and next cocoon to add. And we dot the ad up. A lot of swapping back and forth like a boomer. Just kicks Brann around. Sometimes a dot drop off, right? You know, to my detriment, I'm more focused on other things. Even though I'm not too worried and I'm not advising too much about the melee damage. This is presuming you keep him in front of you, you don't let him hit you in the back of the head. And pushing him at 60 while an ad spawns is very handy, since he'll just kind of sit there. But soon after he does, I thought he always did tantrum first, but yeah, frontal and then this. And so this is largely what the fight becomes. We kick the heel, ad is spawned up there. Don't be between two portals. They'll yoink you and send you through every portal. This is no fun. Brann is down. Once we get out of this, we're going to run up and spam our interact button. And hopefully, nope, we have to dodge. But we're going to get back in there and maybe try one more time. I might have said, yeah, he's 10 seconds, he'll res himself. We dispel our dot. The end of this cast, Unending Spines, like the last 2.5, maybe 3 seconds of it, they don't spawn any more things, they're just waiting for them to fall, so you know to plant early as that's ending. Dispel our spittle. See? I know I can already plant. Maybe I didn't know that. I think I figured it out before the fight's over, which is like another 8 minutes, who knows. Dodge that, make sure we're not between 2 portals. Looks like we are. Dot up the ad. We got a dispel there, but I faded anyway, again, because I want the boss to go kind of pay attention to him. Always lines up with the ad as well. Not always. Ad is up. This is scary. We psychic scream him. And then we go in for the panda punch. Heck yeah, we did. We totally throw punched him. Awesome. We should probably put our dots back up. Brann's down. I do get the res here. I know I do. Again, your interact key. And I think this is basically, I'm in house on fire mode for the rest of it. If there wasn't that medic graphic during the heal cast, I wouldn't have kicked that. But dispel our enfeebled spittle. Cancel the fade. See, again, get too close to the front, it's going to be harder to dodge that. And again, you have the balls coming in addition to the slam, so I get hit by that like a lot when I'm starting to work on that 60% and under phase. A little hard to see there. We kick, we're going to leave Brann for dead. 20 seconds, he'll be up himself. There's no way I go over here to res. And we dispel our spittle. I'll stop saying spittle. I'll say dot. And we dodge frontals, stay away from portals. And we're just being a good boy until the next ad spawn. I'm really just letting my dots kill the boss, even though I'm bad at refreshing them sometimes. And honestly, but throwing that second vampiric touch in, when you have that proc, unfurling darkness, maybe? It does a lot. I think it crit for over 1 million at one point. And we're kicking. And this is where I'm starting to realize his boss health is, we're about to start executing. This is about to be cool. Don't be silly. Adds up, we dot the ad, we void torrent. And again, void torrent while moving. Without this talent, this would just be a mess. We take our dot off ourselves. And we're just dodging everything. Man, this is a house. This is everything's fine meme, right? And we kick the heel. We should probably redot. We did. Ad's coming up. Void torrent. We dot. We void torrent. We dispel our dot. We might have to cancel. Brann dispels me. I think I still canceled my torrent. I'd have to rewind. And Brann just, you know, checking out the floors. That's fine. He'll be back up. And thing is, if you have a Mindbender or another summoned creature out and you fade, he will go hassle them. So you don't always need Brann up to be a secondary target. He's coming back. This one was a little scary, but I was fairly positive I was fine on portals, and we're just continuing to get out of it. Oh my god. Running. Good crit there on something. Spittle, dispel the spittle. Not a single point of enfeebled spittle damage. I can't believe that. Maybe that's wrong. Ooh, dodging. Brand's down again, and we got it. Okay, are we gonna check out the face again? Woof. Look at you. 52 shirts. And that's the tale of how we took down Zekvir, hard mode, whatever you want to call him, with our 589 Shadow Priest. Let me know what you think. Let me know if the increased speed on the combat was too much. Let me know what class you want to see next, or spec. I want to thank you all for watching. Sub to the channel if you haven't liked the video. If you liked the video, thanks so much. See you in the next one.